Welcome back to my channel, Modestly MASKI. I'm MASKI, and today we will be making some matzo. I've had a few requests to make these matzo. Now, matzo is something that we eat a lot, especially those who are trying not to eat so much bread, especially during Passover. We definitely eat matzo the entire 7 days of Passover. Passover is actually just that first night, and starting the next morning is actually the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and we are supposed to have a piece of matzah at least one matzah every single day, or with our meals during Passover. So matzah is something that a lot of the Hebrew sisters are always asking for me to make a video because they want to know how to make matzah. Now, matzo are great substitutes, like I said, for bread. You can use them for your tacos. You can use them for wraps, for so many different things. It's one of those things that's good. They're delicious. They don't have any leavening in it. That's why you can use it for Passover also. And you can make them out of different flours. You can use the spelt flour, all type of different flours. So it does not have to be wheat flour. Today we will be using whole wheat flour for our matzo. Just so you know, these matzo right here, we will be using only 4 ingredients. We are going to have our whole wheat flour, we have our oil, some sunflower seed oil, and we have some pink Himalayan sea salt, which are really 3 ingredients in our warm water. Okay, the warm water just helps your dough be soft and easy to roll out. I love using warm water in my matzo. So we're going to make these matzo, and I really hope you enjoy this video. I was going to say, so the first night of Passover you do not add oil to your matzo. It's just flour, if you want salt, and water. There's no oil. But starting that next day, or your meals after you have your matzah, your sweet corrosive, your bitter herb, the parsley, the whole thing, then you can have oil in your matzo. Okay, so we're not going to do one for that first night, which is just the flour and the water. We're going to have oil inside of our matzo today. They're still perfect for Passover. So we have here a kilo of flour. Move this over a little bit. Open it up. We have our 1 cup to measure out the flour. And let's see. 1. 2. 'You know me, I'm always making big amounts. 3. 4. So we're going to use 4 cups of flour. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. We have 4 cups of flour here, and we have a half a cup of oil, a little bit more than a half a cup of oil, and salt to taste. I'm using pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't want to put too much. Put a little less, let's say around a tablespoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. So, of course, we're going to wash our hands real good. It's so important for me to say that because cleanliness, as we always say, is close to godliness, is next to godliness. And you always want to make sure that your hands are clean before you even go in the kitchen. But definitely before you put your hands in any type of food, okay? And I always make sure that I have no jewelry on my hands when I'm putting my hands in and mixing with with my hands. So we got our clean hands ready, and we're going to just start mixing. Okay, mixing this oil and the flour in really good. We prefer matzo over bread anyway in our house. My children been saying, so when you gonna make the matzo? Because we ready for a sandwich. So as soon as you finish the matzo, can we eat us a sandwich? I said yes. So they're waiting on these matzo. So you're just going to mix, and as you mix, you're like kind of mixing the oil in. See, making it a little flaky. And then we're going to slowly add our warm water until we get it to the texture that we want it. Okay, so it's mixed in well. And we're going to start adding our water. That wasn't a full cup, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's 1 cup of water. So we're going to add 2 cups of water and see. Sometimes when you're making matzo, you may have to add a little bit more water, add a little bit more flour, but we're gonna see how this comes out. May have made it a look like I got it about right. Let's see. Wow. Look like I got it, y'all. So if you seeing when you're making your dough, your matzo dough, you don't have to knead this that much. But as you see, I got everything from the side. You see, there's no, it's like the bowl is clean. You see, around the sides of the bowl. It's like everything is mixed up very well. That was perfect measurements. I didn't have to add anything. I told y'all, I'm not one that cook with measurements like that. I kind of go back to be honest, I have never measured out how much flour to how much water. So that was just, you know, a perfect guess, because this is perfect. You see? Can you see that dough real good? Look in there. So that's perfect. Come up a little bit more. This is perfect dough. You see that? So at this point, we are going to just take it and make little balls. See? Oh, it feels so good. It's nice and warm. And so this way, you know ahead of time how many matzo you're going to get out of this, okay? And like I said, this is good for sandwiches. This is good for, you know, all type of tortilla wraps and tacos, because you got your corn wraps and you got your flour ones. So these are perfect. So when Passover come around, pull this video out, follow this recipe. It's so easy, only 4 ingredients. It does not take that long. I'm gonna show you how they roll out so nice and easy. I know my children are so happy I'm making matzo right now. Okay. So you see, I got 4, 8, 12, 16. You got about 17 balls in here. Yeah. So 4 cups of flour made 17 matzo. And they will make more if you don't want yours so big, okay? So we have our balls right here. We're gonna just put that to the side. Okay, so now we have our cutting board. We have our rolling pin. And we have our balls here. Now, what we do is, you take your flour. We're gonna use this cutting board right here. You put some flour on your board. Then you take your ball, mash it into your flour, both sides, and then you just get to rolling. See, so easy. I love doing this. And you keep just flipping it and turning it. Each time the opposite direction, so it can come out more round and not be so long, okay? Now, if you want to get all fancy with it, you could, and you want everyone to be the same exact size and all uniform and pretty, I don't know, you going somewhere, you taking these matzo out somewhere, then you can use, this is what I do sometimes. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I do not do this most of the time. I leave them however they come out and I go for it. But this time, I'm going to just show you what you can do. I took a pot top. You just look for one the size that you may want your matzo. You put it down on your matzah, okay? And you just cut around it. And it come out the perfect size that you want it, and each one will come out that size, okay? See how perfect? Perfect, perfect. I love it. And I don't do mine so thin where when you touch it, it just tear. And I don't do it so thick where it take forever to cook. You see how thin this is? This is how thin you want it. You see that? It's not so thick and it's not so thin. Okay? So we're just going to put a little flour and then sit your matzah right there and do your another one. Now before I go to my pan to start cooking these, I make sure I have me a few of them already ready. So we're gonna get us a few of them ready. I have a system. I have a system, so when I'm making them, by the time it's time to flip, I already have another one ready to go in there, but we're not going to do that today on camera because I ain't gonna be able to talk and do that because you gotta be fast to do that because they cook fast, they cook really fast. So I'm not going to cut no more because I don't mind. We like all of the matzah we can get, so we ain't trying to cut off nothing. My children be like, we could eat that. I'm like, I know, me too. I think the same way. So, see, it's our matzah. Set that right up there. Now, there's a few tricks I have to show you when it's time to cook them. Now, if you're not going to move fast or start rolling these right away, there's a few things that you need to make sure you do. One is cover your bowl. Cover your bowl with your balls in it so the outside of the dough does not get crusty and hard and everything. So you want to make sure that you cover it up If you're not using it right away, or if you're moving a little slow, you can use a damp towel, and just put over your the balls, and so they don't dry out. In between here, you can put a little bit of flour so they don't stick. Okay. Just imagine you making matzo for the week for a large household, like 30, 40, 50 people, and Passover is one of those holy days where you bring family over. I mean, so it'd be like a lot of different families coming over and eating together. And whoever's on matzo, they better start a few days before. That's another thing. You can start this days before. They do not spoil fast and easy. They will get hard. You let air get to it and have it open. Okay? I hope the sister, I don't remember your name, sister. I apologize. I will go back and look again. But this video is for you. You asked me to make matzo, and it's been on my mind ever since you asked me. And I've been like, okay, next video, next week, maybe I can do the matzo. Haven't forgotten that you asked for crackers too. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you make this and share with us how it came out for you. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go heat up our cast iron skillet, let it get hot, and then I'll show you how we cook these bad babies. So we have our cast iron skillet on the eye, getting hot. We have our matzo. Just going to do these right here. You see how perfect they came out. So we have our matzo. We're going to put these to the side. And your first matzah is really important. You're not going to cook your matzo. You're not going to put oil in the skillet when you cook your matzo. But the first one, you need a drop. See? That's even too much. That's all the oil you need, and only for your first one, because it's like it gets your pan right for all of the ones right after. So right here we have a plate, and we put a bag on top so that when soon as the matzah come out the skillet, you want to put it in the bag and close the bag really good so that it does not start getting hard and like crackers, okay? So our pan is about hot. As you can see, it's barely any oil. It don't even cover the whole pan, okay? We're going to put our first matzah. Now, your matzah is ready to be flipped because it's going to start puckering up a little bit, puffing up a little bit. You're going to start seeing little bubbles inside of your matzah. Okay, so the first matzah I have on the heat, the flames are like medium to high, and after that, after the first matzah, then you turn your eye down. Now, if you look really good, you can see it start puckering up. You're starting to see little bubbles coming into the matzah. So it's not time to flip just yet. Now, I move real fast with this. I flip it with my hand. I don't even use anything to flip it with. I just use my hand now. We're going to give that a little bit more time. It's your first one, so, okay. It could use a little bit more time. Matzo are delicious. Okay. Let's flip this. Now you see the little brown spots on top. Now I could have given that a little bit more time. Okay. And you just give the other side the time that it needs before you take it out. Now, matzo is something that you move real fast in the kitchen doing them because it's like an in, an out, trying to roll. You know, hurry up, put it in the bag, close the bag, put another one in. It's like a system. You get to moving and it starts flowing. Okay? All right. Now, that's about finished. You see that big pup? You see that big one? Okay. See that? That's ready. Now, they really thin, so go from there. And you just put it in your bag. And then you flip it over. So it don't start getting hard. No more oil. You don't put no oil. You see it's no oil in the pan. And you put your second one. Now you turn your heat down. This point, my heat is down because a cast iron skillet, it keeps its heat in there, okay? So it's already very hot. It got all of the heat that it needed from your first matzah. Now it's just gonna move even faster. It's gonna pucker up faster, you know, cook faster. Your skillet is already hot all the way around, and you just be ready to move. You see it? You see it? It's already puckering. It's already puffing up. Got the bubbles. You see that? Look at the big one right here. You see that? You see this one? They all over. And then you check it. You see that? Now, I don't like mine getting no browner than that. And so it's time to take it out. You see that? Okay. Moving it over to my bag. Close that bag. Okay, so we have our matzo ready. We gotta taste some and see how they came out. Let's see. Now you see how perfect this looks. You can fold it, make a sandwich. You see, they're not cracking when you fold or nothing. They're perfect. I love them. They're not too thin and not too thick. Look at that. Look at that. If you see, you can, it almost like you can open, you see there's parts that you can just open it like this. Look at that, you see? That's perfect. Okay, of course, that's not what we're here doing, okay? And we're just going to taste it and see how it tastes. I roll mine up a little bit and then see. I can't wait to make a sandwich with this. It's so good. My children across the table looking at me like, we want some, me, Mom. This is delicious. Y'all hear me that cheese? Dip this inside of a little cheese I just made yesterday. Get in on that. Get in on that. Could you see that? There it goes. Delicious. So good. That is delicious. I really pray that you all try this recipe out. I know you don't have to wait just until Passover to try this out. And you don't have to just come from a Hebrew or Jew household where we eat matzo. We eat matzo all year round, not just for Passover. These are delicious, and I really hope that you try them out. And to the sister who keep asking for this recipe, I hope you see this video, and I hope you enjoy it. I will still be doing the crackers soon, but let me know how this recipe came out for you, and if you like this one. Until next time, peace and blessings to everyone. Shalom.